Today na Thursday, 7th November 2024. Good morning. This na a very warm welcome to another edition of your True Talk Morning Show on True Talk Radio. We on 98.5 FM and also na Facebook at True Talk FM. My name na Emmanuel Mohamed Kamal. It's a beautiful morning. And una thank you for joining me on this edition this morning. True Talk na an exclusive platform where we do educational insights, civic discussions, and also debates on understanding and knowing the economy of Sierra Leone. Before we go further, we go for a short break. After which we go get guest we go can help for discuss a very important topic when the outcome of the US election, whose impact it gets on Salone and Africa as a whole. Help we go for the short break, please. Welcome back from Bull. Remember, say you still listen and watch True Talk Radio 98.5 FM, and also they watch we now with Facebook and YouTube page at True Talk FM. Now we go to the topic proper. The outcome of the United States of America election, where plenty people can consider as one of the most contested elections for the past years, and get the potential for determining the next phase of the United States, and also most part them now the world. As we can discuss the program, we get a guest now with me today. You can able to tell from them your name, please, and others now you.
Good morning. Again, I'm Melvin Chairman, a parliamentary journalist and also a political commentator.
Alright, Melvin, welcome. I hope say you get them right.
Well, definitely, to God be the glory. Salon every other day you're going to make you sleep and wake. For be grateful for that.
Alright. We all therefore thank God for every day where you grab and sleep and wake. Notwithstanding, Melvin, we all don't know about the recent election, the outcome of the United States election. We don't just happen. If you're able to give them a brief of what that happened recently.
Well, as at yesterday, we know say from waiting come out as the outcome of the United States elections. Now that Donald John Trump, we now been the candidate for the Republican Party, and now been the former president, we now be the 45th president of the United States, don't be re-elected as the 47th president of the United States, and this came as a result where he win what they call the popular votes and the electoral college votes. And family for understand say unlike Salone when a popular vote that you get the Boku number and you win, in America you can win the popular votes, but if you don't get the electoral college votes, when at 270 votes you still not win. And in this case Donald Trump he been beat Kamala Harris, we are the current vice president, and in they represent the Democratic Party. Beside the president we been done Dede na Joe Biden, and family never forget the Democratic Party, and the people like Barack Obama, the Bill Clinton, they all been represent. And this will be a big shock because according to people already observe elections, and then one day we can feel say and they predict elections, we then call pollsters. Many people have been no say yes it been tight, but so many of them they believe say Kamala Harris for being beat Donald Trump for whatever reasons. Well, I never can tell me, but the fact remains that in January the Republicans they go back now Washington and take the White House, and interestingly so then they take the Senate.
Wow.
And if you don't take the Senate, you don't take the White House, almost all legislations where you want pass will pass. But that not mean say the Republicans not get small that or catch it for doing the Congress.
Okay.
And if we want to put things into perspective, unlike Salone, we now a unicameral legislature, or now one parliament we get. America now then own governance architecture, then get to call it bicameral system, where you have the Congress and you have the Senate. And they all get powers from different laws at different levels.
Okay. Melvin, looking at this way you don't talk, so we don't know come for no say this past election we just done yesterday, where they don't pronounce the winner. Now one of the most contested election of the US of recent time. And like how you mentioned say the plenty people don't they feel say Kamala they win. But some still get the stereotype say America not ready for the woman president. Is that true?
I don't believe so. It's not about sex or gender. It's about ideology.
Okay.
If America be don't give black man president, in America we will talk about racism and discrimination. It still exists abundantly. So the question is, in fact, during the campaign, the issue of gender or sex not be ever be pivotal.
Okay.
Always be important to the American electorate. Now been the issue, of course, get for doing gender, we have the right to, it's called pro-choice and pro-life.
Okay.
That's now the right for the woman and pull belly we don't want.
Okay.
And we will see in terms of gender-centric issues that was center stage. And of course, Donald Trump been saying belly down past 24 weeks. They're not popular.
Yes.
Whereas Kamala Harris, he be just we say that not for be done, he be just the focus like Salone more for let discuss the issue. We just fashion Trump, say how Trump not fit, this, that, they attack the money personality instead of for let him for campaign and clearly state within he believe on the issues then they. So it was not about gender. Of course, yes, for Salone, and the same country like America and Europe, they tell you say, for example, in the Public Elections Act of 2023, we forget 30% women's representation. But when it comes to them, and let me not forget, women in America, it been take some long time before they say they give votes. Yes, women are discriminated, and when it comes to even employment, women are not equitably paid even in the America compared to men. But the interesting irony that Boku women then vote for Kamala Harris, but yet still all of them vote Boku, then not for win. So you ask yourself, was it about gender? No, it was about basically the bread and butter issues affecting Americans, i.e. the economy, inflation, employment, and above all, cost of living. So they were based on issues rather than man or woman, like how we can fully set Salon.
Okay, but like the US election also gets some similarities with Salon, because in terms of election again, we don't say that they vote say this, that the campaign say this not okay, this not okay, but like why that the other hand they campaign on issues, that they campaign on other stuff. But nonetheless, now this outcome, Donald J. Trump don't become winner of the United States of America. Whose impact, what this mean for the next phase of the world? As we all don't say, this day will determine the next phase of the world, how the world they go, whether, like how you mentioned, whether we go on the aspect of these gender issues, transgender, abortion and other stuff, or the other aspect wherein we also go on this racism we are thinking associate Trump with and other stuff.
I think the world is going conservative, or America in this case, that be very cheap.
Okay.
America they go conservative, America they go nationalistic, America they go right wing.
Okay.
And what does this mean for geopolitics? It means that there is a shaking of the geopolitical order.
Okay.
And by the way, that joined President Madabio and the people of Sierra Leone for congratulate President-elect Donald J. Trump. However, in terms of geopolitics, we are left to only scrutinize within them be done talk during the elections campaign, and for one of them therefore do with the wars. Donald Trump been talk say if he be president 24 hours the Russia-Ukraine war will done. And if you look at the consequences of the Russia-Ukraine war, it make things like rice price, grain price, oil price and gas price in the world go up. So it commensurate effect now that Salon self suffer. Okay. So if under Donald Trump that what they done, it means say there will be a restoration of what is called the global supply chain. But also there is this fear by skeptics that under Donald Trump, America will turn isolationist, okay, or protectionist. And that is basically owing to the philosophy of MAGA. Okay. Waiting at MAGA, MAGA means Make America Great Again, and it also amplified by meaning that America, not for American man there. We mean say you come on Salon, we don't get paper. We mean say you come on Salon go America on Temple Run. Illegal migrants and undocumented migrants. Okay. If you're ready for the pack you bag, because Donald Trump don't talk say he go embark on it what is called mass deportation. Apparently anti-Republican strategists and commentators in Africa and Europe and America don't give Africa a brainwashed idea that Donald Trump don't say he carry the black man there. And that not so true. He only say you will not get paper for the America, if you go back to say you come out. You the America only the right way, if you go about with you say you come out. So it means say if you're not Solomon, we get all your documentation, you and Donald Trump don't get problem.
In essence, it is time for input discipline into Americans in particular, going to doing anything, you need to go through the right process.
Yeah, not only to Americans but the world, because we see Donald Trump, they propose what is called a 60% tariff on China, 100% tariff on Mexico and a neighbor, and 10% on Africa and the others.
Okay.
So if they try for tell you say, who say you come on and you for make day for yourself, not so America go can make am for you. And na salon we all know say we leader there. We then can on thief but cook couple. We say they run for go and send them family them for go hide. We then call safe haven na America or Europe.
Okay.
So under Donald Trump, you will feel say America na you heaven and you go left your country by waiting Donald Trump call, and I want to use the word now for media reason. He used the word S-hole. It means say now for make here because America then care about themselves first more than any other person. Another threat there is with Donald Trump. There is a fear that the PEPFAR program, which is the Presidential Emergency Aid for something, where many Africa and Arab countries that they benefit aids from, it will be reduced.
Okay.
Another fear that for salon context, things like the MCC compact, which is subjected to congressional review, might be constrained.
Okay.
Constrained is the word I will use, although some people in the say they can't pull them. I don't feel so, but it will be more scrupulous and stringent.
Okay.
And above all, this one calling the AGOA, which is the Africa-America Free Trade Agreement, AGOA, many people feel so because of in life they done and they need to go reauthorize them, Donald Trump might not do them.
Okay.
So these are the political, it gets the highlights and the lowlights, merits and demerits.
Okay.
But it's a matter of first, let's wait and see who are going to be the persons within the Trump administration. For example, would that go be in Secretary of State,
Okay.
we equal to Foreign Minister? Would that go be the Defense Secretary? Would that go be the, of course, permanent representative to United Nations go count? But above all, who will be in charge of the US Treasury?
Okay.
All them position and other Trump will get forgive. Many people and not begin they ask question online whether Elon Musk, this guru will old X, he gets Starlink. This guy get money so much that where the campaign will not reach in term, he spray money like them for the car or others, but yet still win. So many people and they ask whether businessman for go turn politician and all that. So that's a commonality. Now they say hey, businessman focus by business, you know, for the campaign. But in America we see different things. So
All right.
a lot on the table.
Looking at this business aspect of Elon, we say instead of practice some form of African politics, like salon politics in general. In as much as they try for campaign with policies, with issues, you also use money because like the man I'll go to the extent for say now the swing states each and every day they give out $1 million for almost a month or so, about $31 million for that period there. Also apply African method of politics, but like when it comes to them, they know they take them other way, but when it comes to Africa they say you are buying votes. Is that not the case?
No, that's not the case, because we see inside the DOJ, we mean Department of Justice in the United States,
Okay.
been pull letter where they warn Elon Musk that in activity for the shape copper and the sprayer like I been sprayer might be violating US election laws.
Okay.
And America, you know, for papers in for go register or for votes, similarly like salon. But the commonality like that, like America like salon and money they stop nonsense. And guess what? One thing we for take away for the money man then Africa and salon particular, you can spend your money wisely and without even getting office a puller. Elon Musk is a case study. Elon Musk spent 119 million United States dollars for support Trump in campaign. Done from just yesterday, we then declare Trump the winner. In business shares, it don't increase to a whooping $15 billion.
Wow.
So you see why I make that man be spending couple. Where is gentle than I am, where they spend money, now for let them go get post. Elon Musk there, now for let them shares go up. So a man, he don't pull in money without, he don't even get position on cabinet, which is called wise investment. It is called the economics of politics. Now yeah, the way man can fully say, money not for the politics. But in the West, the corporate and capitalist West, they put money and then they pull money without even get them post. So overnight, Elon Musk in wealth don't double by the shares where rise to the whooping sum as I don't announce to now. So whether money important for politics or not important, now how you spend now and other the spender and wait till you work
and the method
where you use.
Family members say at any time from now we go get another analyst from the US. We go also update we on issues around this election, because at least in being able to observe and then follow the election at the United States, we're not at Monaco, but in as much as we decide to forget them, we will continue again. Now that we don't get Trump as the re-elected president, we also don't see and say in 24 hours when he win the election, the war now Ukraine go end. Is there a possibility, because it's almost coming to 24 hours?
Well, firstly, he is not the president yet. He is the president-elect.
Yeah.
And in January, then go inaugurate him where he go take full power. As at now, I was watching the news this morning. All man now the jets for reach to Trump. He don't cut down in public appearances. He dey indoors. All man now might take out them CVs that they are able to fix the cabinet. So you will not be able to say it will stop the war now because the president elect. And in America there is what is called a transitional law, where you not like saloon where SLBP win today, then you go by the symbol and go swear the president today, like the net self. In America there is a specific period of time where they never forget transition, and one of the persons where they lead in transition, that this very radical guy, I don't lost his name but pick her up shortly, when I work with the Biden administration now for let them do successful transition of power from the Democrats to the Republicans. So now by January first week or so, now he will be inaugurated. Now he will take the Oval chair, now the Oval office in Washington, and then from there now we will begin see. So for now we never expect the war will come down, because now it's just the president elect and Joe Biden is still the president.
Well, like in 4 years back, we see say when Biden didn't win the election from him, he not be attend the inauguration ceremony. We go get for say similarity again. Say Biden self go decide say this one no attend, no can hand over power to me officially, so myself no go do am.
Well, the test on how civilized them politics be, because of course in US, let me say, unlike Donald Trump, Kamala Harris don't call and concede defeat and don't congratulate Donald Trump, whereas Donald Trump ain't not been do so for Joe Biden, because him be say the election the ruga, like how Samoa Kamara Salon say the ruga. So rogue pan politics na commonality between Salon and America. And for congratulate or not congratulate, well, like how US not been congratulate rather be operating the ambassador of unsafe and deeply flawed elections. We see Kamala don't do that. So I think for answer your question, definitely that aspect, whether Joe Biden go Dede, of course Joe Biden na old pa, and it's supposed for Dede because that go show the world that democracy can be smoothly transitioned, power can safely, unarguably change hands, and I hope that President Biden go get for Dede and the American people. I think if he did it will ease the political tension and it will reduce the political toxicity in the US just concluded election. So we wait for see whether they will behave like black man that kind of that politics. So when and then we talk they were later can I mean for good. So we wait whether a 200-year old democracy will behave like we own democracy in under 20 years. Okay. So we look.
Alright. Family members say you still listen to True Talk Radio 98.5 FM, and also they watch we on we Facebook and YouTube channel at True Talk FM. Now as we continue this show, Melvin, we also see we get plenty Sierra Leoneans we don't migrate to the United States of America. Earlier on you mentioned on the aspects of illegal migrants and other stuff, but now that we also get legal Sierra Leoneans we don't transition to the United States in a quest for fair greener pasture. Waiting then self go expect, waiting we Sierra Leonean brothers and sisters themselves go expect under the regime of the Donald J. Trump.
Well, waiting the Sierra Leoneans for expect, let me not forget the Africa, the what we call the black voters. It's getting how them vote. The black man then votes for Donald Trump, wherein the black woman then votes for Kamala. That's quite unique, and I think say we need to study what's propelled that dynamics. But first, we know I was fortunate to have been interviewed in a special series on the U.S. elections in impact on Africa and particularly Sierra Leone by the Voice of America, and I think what I tell the Niagara can tell on us so back. Firstly, the government of Salone need forget specific data on the population of Sierra Leoneans in America.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we don't have any numbers to it, and it's scary because we're not getting number of almost Sierra Leonean migrants in America. We never know almost by them na legal, illegal, or undocumented.
Okay.
But once we know more than that, most of them they send couple na the country as we call remittances.
Okay.
Apparently, waiting them for expect the unexpected, because there is the fear that, for example, one of the popular program we care Boku Salon people in America after the war when the diversify visa lottery, the DV, there is the fear that Trump might scrap her.
Okay.
And there is this fear that if you're not Salomon, we don't go to America 10-15 years, if I'm going to and get JC over there and you not get paper, the hard facts are that now for you can join me and also for you can make Sierra Leone great again. Because I will tell you, Donald Trump don't talk about what they say in the department when I get paper. You know, I'm not glad people let me Salomon can join me. But before you hide, you know, get better thing to do. People are then say the Abupa, you see, they had the tiger for kind of bomber. The bomber who now waiting out to multi the day. So those are the fear. The expectation there is the illegal migrants community of Sierra Leoneans and Ogo Gladi.
Okay.
But the one that are legal one them really hustle and they work very hard. They make ends meet, girl and documents. I don't think they should be bothered. And I think so if we expect one good thing on my in my estimation of that, if the under Trump the US economy can become extra buoyant,
okay,
they will fumble and they will get all them paper and all them rights thing them for do, then couple then wage brackets go increase.
Okay.
We mean say the couple of them will send for increase. But that is not to say the one that we they also will boku We want to go America, we go back to America because the hard facts will remain. Under Trump, the immigration policy will be stringent, and of course, if you know that's something for we will contribute to America, and if you say then go on for the EDD because then look at a burden on the economy and a burden on the basic social services, and definitely they want for cuts down or it's making say drain the swamp. So it will be a mixed feeling based on who that you be and how you in America as a salon person. Now so you go gladly for Trump or not gladly for her.
But like shortly before we go for a break, looking at this aspect, we get citizens, we get Africans, we don't also become, even Sierra Leoneans, we don't also become billionaires in the United States. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
We get Africans in general, we don't actually win, don't actually able to succeed and they make massive wealth in the US.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the policies where Trump gets, where the Republicans get now that let they reduce the tax cuts on the millionaires and then put some more on the lower ones, that the more that one they get able get money, we go able for feed and help the one that we get smaller ones them. Now with the Sierra Leoneans then we don't get that massive I think that massive wealth. Are they safe in there, or we for begin encourage them for begin to do some small investments back home?
I think it's yes and no. If they are Sierra Leone and they are naturalized Americans, they should be safe.
Okay.
Because I think that definitely one of Trump in challenge. How it shrink the gap between the rich and the poor,
Okay.
the middle class and the lower class.
Okay.
Because there is this fear from skeptics that it can be the money man and get more money. But there is an interesting thing there also to your question.
Okay.
If you're a salon man, you know, say you're a salon man, bing bing, you don't get money in America. The question begs, how you intend for make Sierra Leone great again? Okay, and this is the downside of what we talk about globalization. Most of the established Sierra Leoneans in America
Okay.
don't dream or think about coming back home, and this is bad for not only Sierra Leone but the continent as a whole. Because in America, they get good education, their skills them don't be sharpened, their networking don't be widened, but yet still they are only working for America and contributing less to Sierra Leone. So it takes two approach.
Okay.
In one approach, the government through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for reactivate the what is called Office of Diaspora Affairs, not only for America but for the diaspora as a whole.
Okay.
And two, God bless where Donald Trump don't can now. Donald Trump go force them people and they for begin think back of their roots and go give and contribute to development. Because if you be the Abobs in America, aid nobody can help you country. They either America, you aid America, you help them and then all that and they forget what say you come out. Then Donald Trump in policies then will force you for things say, well, we always tell on the one who does go my own way in terms of taxation it better, in terms of cost of living it better. So the good thing about Donald Trump, where I expect now that under his administration we will see a reduction in brain drain.
Okay.
My brother, in this country every year they give people a scholarship for go study in America, England, Europe and parts now the East. But when you check according to surveys, the one that where they go study and the one that they come back, less than 5% they come back.
Alright.
And we imagine that all use government couple per you taxpayers couple don't you go to America because you say salon now suffer no more for the part. I hope for change that.
Alright. Maybe we will come back to you. Make we go for a short break. Family member say you still there. Listen to True Talk Radio 98.5 and also they watch me live now Facebook and YouTube page. We will go for a very short break, then we will come and continue the discussion. Welcome back, Fambo. Remember, say you still dey listen to True Talk Radio 98.5 FM with morning show, and also they watch we live now with Facebook and YouTube page at True Talk FM. Me will they bring the program to you again, Mina Emmanuel Mohammed Kama. As we dey continue the show, we get Melvin, when colleague journalist and then also a political commentator. Melvin, earlier on in the discussion, you make one recommendation where you came for throw a light on wherein you say for make the Salon government try to get a record of all the citizens, Sierra Leonean citizens within the US.
Apparently we need that because there is a Sierra Leone community in the America.
Okay.
So that community force gets a duty as Sierra Leone people them for able to keep track on themselves. Of course, I'm not expecting government for keep track on people that will go America under undocumented status or illegal status. But wherein them people and they carry passports of Sierra Leone for go America, then I think so we get a duty nationally for track them. Because this is more important, let me not forget the United States government will not give visa ban on certain officials at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and that was owing to the fact that they may catch people with Salon passports where they be one deport, and Salon say they not take them because no Sierra Leone and some of them not even talk Creole or English or even Mende or not sabi Salon. So you ask yourself how then they get passport when a Salon passport. So moving forward, there is a need for the revitalization of that Office of Diaspora Affairs.
Okay.
And of course the Sierra Leone Embassy now Washington and the embassy na New York, they will try for do their best for keep an eye but also forget facts and figures on the Sierra Leonean population in America, because it will be very unfortunate for you, because you're not going to know, like I say, who's one by illegal or illegal. So let's start with the legal one then first. And if they don't serve the legal one, then we know say some of them will host some of the illegal one there. And from there, of course, you're not going to expect the illegal one then or undocumented one then forever come forward for show themselves in the America, because America don't know say that they. Okay. But moving forward, I think before America can force deport them probably tomorrow, Bambai will see not with people there. They will begin doing homework there one time and ascertain whether or Salomon by nature or by document or by circumstance.
But looking at that, it's the responsibility of every citizen when you go to any other country for register yourself na the nearest consular or embassy of your country. But this doesn't happen for Salon, because we see similar thing again during the Israel-Lebanon war, where they're ongoing. We see plenty Sierra Leoneans, they cry for bring them come back, but the Salon government say they're not able to get actual number of Sierra Leoneans and then their location outside them there. So like it can somehow pose problem or difficult for make them able to get down there.
I think we Salon diplomats in America, they get a lot of work for do now under Donald Trump.
Okay.
And I go advise them, let them do their homework before Donald Trump can do it for them. If Donald Trump do it for them, we all not go gladly.
Okay.
So let them do their homework and make sure that firstly the legal and documented Sierra Leoneans them then gets them mobilized, because now they we're able to talk with an Salomon we get documents or not get documents in the future. So yes, that is quite important. And also on that issue again, I think this for be a wake-up call to Sierra Leoneans that you don't need for which the government can mobilize you now, because under Trump there is this fear that racism, as critics then will say, will increase, discrimination will increase, and tightness will be in immigration and border control.
But in related to that, we Sierra Leoneans, we get one problem. If authorities not take action per way, we not it act. We not they do the right thing. So like there would be a possibility against this. Then we'll get for wait so say until Donald Trump take action before them begin make one or two panic.
Then we will blame with leaders and with diplomats the way they pay out of money, say and not do their work. Also the people learn for think, also followers they think for themselves. Now leaders they think for followers. So if they don't put you as leader, as ambassador or head of chancellery or whatever under the consular mission or the mission, if you not say job description and for serve the people of Sierra Leone that community, so if you do everything, and now under the new administration, it will force them to be innovative in the approach. They are not Donald Trump not to go now White House or do business as usual.
Okay.
So if you don't use themselves for say one diplomatic official in America, you work no more for chill bets. Salomon the issue themselves is not concerned. In fact, Salomon we can look at Salomon do when you watch how we handle the Chancellery building. During this great story, we say why not Salon embassy the leak. Say to the point that the neighbor then will complain, say hey, this is not building so it don't cool too much. When I can do something there. So in that kind of culture attitude and Guyana for change out. Because me not go surprise if Donald Trump one day say well this cannot be a diplomatic mission. I think they need for lock up so they do the needful in terms of renovation. So we need for re-engineer our thinking and approach towards America from a diplomatic, from a political, and from a social perspective also.
Okay. Another area again on the MCC and other support them way Salon they get also from the United States of America. Like this MCC now where they don't confirm, they don't sign the agreement and other stuff. What are some of the implications now with this new government?
Of course, I think Donald Trump win the Senate, but for the Congress, I think the Democrats them able for hold or get some. I will need to check that record out again and not get the full figures on the colorization of the Congress. But don't not forget when then they sign that compact day, then they tell me say the next phase will be subjected to congressional review. Okay. And as it stands, the Congress will be now composed of either freshmen or radical left wing and radical right wing.
Okay.
In Sierra Leone, unfortunately, with political party, their ideologies and a paper no more than they. The other one saying your political ideology na constructive nationalism. I don't know that meaning in political science, so I will love that for another day. So definitely, because we will see a very divisive Congress. When that same Congress they get for review the MCC compact of 480 million, my suspicion will be the Democrats because of their ramats, they never can begin put more attention per Salon, more when we don't tell Salon say, well this money will be good also for light. It will be contingent on how they implement the tripartite and agreement of national unity. Democrats then were all mother being in government to account say I can't even have visa ban so I can't don't say we give this money also for implement this agreement. Now if not implement that, well we can talk more at truth power now. I don't know whether the MCC the first disbursement is not carry to and when the first disbursement they can we will begin to say we don't get that. Although SNP they will go put Goboy at the party office, they dance, they sing. I don't know if them go do that go put Goboy. The fact remains that the Republicans, they in fact they might not even want to give that money because if you look at America get more pressing issue than for give them kind big couple and day. So it will be a thin clear situation, very uncertain, and I make more the government of Salon for play their own part and implement the tripartite recommendation or the agreement for national unity recommendation. Let not give Washington any excuse for say, alright, well we are withholding or terminating waiting that they don't commit themselves to. So Salon government now for serious with this tripartite talk if they want the couple, because either way, for Democrats or Republicans, they might want to see why they want compelling reason why they for put money in Ayasu.
Is there any other effects on different things than where Salon for them they benefit from the US?
Well, US foreign policy not change much other than waiting the domestic politics they say. If American man glady too much, Salon go glady.
Okay.
But if they're not glady too much based on economic and other reasons, then can say America sneeze the one world the catch cool. So how the sneeze therefore the common America and so therefore they affect Sierra Leone in terms of aid.
Okay.
Let me not forget Sierra Leone is a donor driven nation, but also in terms of intergovernmental approach with the IMF, World Bank. These are American driven organizations. So they can have a loan or grants who they expect for debts from World Bank and the IMF. They are all going to be constrained or restrained based on how domestic politics they unravel in America.
But now the Republicans get a very radical system of governance. So me personally, me they support that angle. Let other countries make themselves. You understand? Let Americans be for America. Let America be for Americans. In essence, this they put we on we toes in order for act actively, right? In building we own country, we own nation them. But rather, every day we they above for go they get donor fund, donor this, donor that. The more they feed we, the more we become lazy. But this now, Trump system, it's simple. Go and make your country. And then with that, we can be able to live without any help.
Agreed. And yes, me, well, ideologically, I am a Republican. Pan-Africanly, I am a nationalist.
Okay.
So I share a lot of Trumpish views. Of course, a model we may admire. Of course, I was fortunate to cover the Pan-African Parliament and the South African Parliament. The bottom line remains now that like the Republicans, we are conservatives, we believe say America is for Americans and let's promote America. Now the same Westerners, they can tell we say, well, we for example the ZANU PF na Zimbabwe take land away from white farmers. They call Mugabe a xenophobist. They call him a nationalist. They call him a radical extremist. So America then gets double standards, and in this case, for break that and double standards, we African leaders they need to get an African approach to solving African problems, and that's all it takes. Nationalism. For example, America then remember where the government be want for increased taxation on Sierra Leone. We really American ambassador begin talk. So it means say America with the national and business interests then they seek.
That's it.
So Sierra Leone, we have a good diamond.
Fine.
Why can't we nationalize the mines? Why can't we nationalize agriculture? And I think one thing we will take away from the Republicans is that we need an African solution to African problems, and not to America we can do it for we. So for me, I think yes, that's the way to go. We say we get local content policy, but we bank there. We local company and go for what take loan, the interest rates, the high like rocket with the globe space. But when other Western company or American company then can, then they give them favorable interest terms. Is that how you make Sierra Leone great again? But when you go to America under Donald Trump, Starlink, Microsoft, all all their companies are protected. So I think that's the way for go, and more we will in the end. For me, what I look forward to now that yes, America they don't great because of 200 years, but we will not forget the history and the contribution of slavery to America. America they good what they do, like England, I can always say, not so good.
Not so good.
Not just a payback. America, like continental Europe, owes Africa. Why? Famul like create and say if you don't know how you come out, know how you go. If you read the African history, in the 1600s, Africa, people in common Europe and can shame Sheba, including America, because they said be shaped and get Afghan idea. Without the black man with the Africa will consent, they call it petitioning of Africa. Shape people in continents we don't to them get. But when they know Africans go petition Europe and America, that's an historic injustice. So if Donald Trump is saying make America great again, don't forget to say they owe me for slavery, they owe me for we mineral resources so that we don't see before colonialism, during colonialism, even now. Because, for example, if you look at how Western companies are doing what is called credit rating, the way they measure African countries. When I was in Ghana, I was talking to a lawmaker in Ghana. He told me this guy is called Mutsaka. He's one of the finest African lawmakers that I know. He's an economist from a financial background. He also represented the PAP. He said, Melvin, one of the young generation now will tell the African community in America and Europe and Africa that when it comes, for example, to credit rating, the interest rates where American banking and financial institutions that they give countries in Africa, not only they give in America and Europe. So that's also an economic injustice. Like you a classic study. No, not just like another injustice. In Sierra Leone today, we talk about monetization for social media. In America, there are no basic. You just live in America and you are eligible for monetization. Whereas in Africa and Sierra Leone,
you go through process.
The process is then so litigious and so cool that you ask if for some reason not use internet, guess what will tell you so no percentage of using internet penetration high.
But
that's also an injustice.
One might say again, they also put upon them, but one might say we Africans we are not serious.
We're not serious because we run on program reminder. We Africans we run almost all the African book now Western education.
We can take an action. Recently we get a discussion we done they come up. We are in African leaders them don't begin consider whether them begin sue the British people
for reparation.
Yeah, for reparation of their contribution in the slave trade. I think say if Africans will begin for come together and then be serious in the mindset and the actions, it is possible. Africa can be great again, except otherwise.
It is possibly impossible. And the case story, I will give you the case of, I will not tell you, but one of Africa's most educated leaders, Robert Mugabe. I will give another one, the case of Colonel Muammar Gaddafi, the case of Thomas Sankara, the case of Kwame Nkrumah. The West and Europe always go stifle Pan-Africanism because they feel say we are not forever open.
But we betray ourselves.
Because they make me for betray ourselves. Now Africa, if you don't speak English or Salon, then they can say you're not educated. All man for speak English by force. Now the parameter are never say you are educated. But when you go to South and East African countries, they have a law which is called the provision for other languages. Now so American man, Europeans they colonize we mind that if you don't have to write English, you don't have to talk English, if you don't have to wear big coats. you know. So no, because the church do every Friday in African are doing. So we need to check, we need to reprogram and reset our mind. The way we acquire education first.
That's another thing.
The education system is just too tied around Western orientation. Even the textbook that we read from school to colleges.
we learn the theories and not the practical. When they come and say education is better than silver and gold, take with gold and silver, diamonds, scale and gold, then with all the education we are still poor. And now the reason why I make others say we are not serious as Africans, especially Sierra Leoneans, is because of this. We as Sierra Leoneans and Africans, if we are actually ready, we unite with self. I think we can do it, but unfortunately the slavery mentality don't so they in wherein if one person try to take an action, we betray them. That's another thing, because like we see some of the things that we don't happen. The current president of Burkina Faso, even though yes, we they referred as the Thomas Sankara of with time. Look at another action where this late guy been taken at Tanzania, living without any foreign aid. Yes, Magufuli, and look at what he did. So like it is still possible for Africans if only we are serious, and Africans we get all it takes. We got all the minerals it takes in order for make all these chemical weapons where then they bluff with. You understand? We get the materials, we get diamond, we get gold, we get all the minerals, but then we are not serious, and then we seem also for always to betray ourselves. That's another thing, Melvin.
Yes, because they can talk, say, angry man on your choice. The thing that we suffer from Africa, Europe don't get time for over 100 years. Titi they say, I don't know, among the hungriest nation. If you say man, they grab now money for remember waiting to go for it. They remember waiting if I think in terms of the next week. No man is born a criminal, but society now make and so. A team make team B. Okay. So now I agree with you, we need for remodel we mindset and reprogram them. And definitely bring me to the question of waiting the West they teach me as democracy in the context of Africa. Now we need or not, some few years back the BBC stage a debate whether Africa needs development or democracy. And I think if we are to use case studies now, one of Africa's most enterprising nations, this black fine guy now, it's Rwanda, Paul Kagame. Rwanda, Paul Kagame inside in country, and the West people are saying a dictator. But when you look at the Global Development Index and inside in country, they have gone far ahead. So it begs the question, do we need democracy as practice in America and Europe, or do we need development? China, they not get democracy, but they get development. Libya, not they get democracy, but they get development. Egypt, when they purport and get democracy, na semi-democracy, na militocracy they get.
Okay.
Because the role of the military in the Egyptian body politics is so huge. So we need to ask ourselves, this democracy where America and England the champion, it fits with context.
But the other aspect is, even this America and England, they don't practice democracy when they were developing.
And me not feel say even the American election me watch na true democracy.
Yes, because
electoral college votes powerful past popular votes. Majority carries the votes. So you say it's 170 votes more powerful. Anyway, I look forward to Donald Trump whether he will reform that system. I'm not just able to wrap me around how comes the electoral college can be powerful than the popular votes. But thankfully, Donald Trump in also we know he win the popular votes, he win the electoral college votes. So
he is democratically elected.
He's over democratically elected.
Alright. Melvin, as we try to wrap up this show, which lessons we go able learn from the whole issue you earlier mentioned on the statement of the economist Ghana, we tell you, and it is something we maybe don't also come across. Where in Africans, the tax rates, the interest rates within the give in terms of loans and other stuff, it surpass other countries, the West and other stuff. And these are the same people classifying us as the poorest country. So if I'm poor and then you are giving me more burden, more responsibility to pay you on the little things you are giving me, will it make impact? Of course no. That's the question. We look at again on the aspect of this democracy. Do Africans actually need democracy? It's another area again of discussion. Now, in terms of development, looking at all these areas, we need development, but development cannot be achieved without sacrificing. You also mentioned, say, an angry man is a hungry man is an angry man, then sort of things. But we as Africans also, we also need for sacrifice, because if America, where we talk about today, is where it is, it means say Americans, them parents them, them grandparents them, they don't sacrifice for them, don't put structures in place. You understand? That's why when they see today, Americans, they do things not because then say police they see them. You understand? But they do it with all their conscience. They do it that this is the right thing, let me do it. As you mentioned, we need for reprogram with mindset. Africans can live without any foreign support if only we are serious and then we are united. Wait a minute, just step and with your last statement.
I think as Africans we should be more patriotic to our states and our nations. We for manage with wealth fine, we for manage with people and fine. And most times we the other day I seen a newspaper, World Bank don't give salon loan, or there is a loan donka or even grants donka. IMF, yeah, that is not a favor. That's to get picking and people can pay the interest, and already we don't say the interest rating is not equitable. So we need for OpenAI and the African intellectuals them. Like the one that we don't go land book in Europe and America, therefore shake off from the orientation and come for see the true picture that with all we never acquire in the West, America can never be their home or Europe can never be their home but the country. So therefore ready for come and give back. Of course, IMF, World Bank, them policies, they've always keep the poor poorer and the rich richer. So if you're a politician in Africa, you forget this at the back of your mind. But also I think we need to forget a sense of knowing with history and with culture. You know, if we don't know with history, most them, even to now generation, probably internet done the WhatsApp done the we typical black man or salon picking, see with man the other. Wait man. We for train we picking and for see themselves say white man or black man are the same, like what in Donald Trump say, are the same red blood we all get, and we for use with common sense.
Yes.
And on democracy versus development, any social development not the democracy in the work. In like the best democracy, but any work, because people are angry, people are not glad. That democracy they must get bought. So we for re-examine what democracy in America is and what democracy should mean for Sierra Leoneans. And of course we need radicals in terms of in positions of trust and leadership for speak truth to the West and make them understand that they are not doing Africa a service, but rather they are paying for the ills and the wrongs that they did over time. In some way, the less role for land again, that's where you go by election. Not go begin to do the cost pussy, mama. Not go begin to do the kanda the pussy. Talk what you plan for the people there, and believe say the people there and then go decide. And also another lesson, that if you cannot stand for something, you will fall for anything. And in this case, Kamala Harris, not been stand for something. So wait till I forget that all thing, he end up as nothing. Whereas Donald Trump, they say, this man is there against abortion. This man he can't get people. This man he this, he that. He ain't no day. But at the same time, he stood for something. Now he gets something. So we get a lot of lessons there for learn. And above all, this talk when we talk about gender empowerment, woman empowering self. I want to tell you, say, in the world, they say God created man out of his image and likeness. And that man they, mean man and woman. Let me left for the full self. Man and woman are the same sense we all get. We woman competent, incompetent. But let me not give woman position just because of na woman. Same way so, no give man position just because of na man. That's an injustice and a disservice. So in life, I think it's time we embrace what is called realism rather than ideas or some philosophical ideas within sociologists thinking called then schisms. It's now time for let me look salon the problem within the salon solution. If not the two way up in a street, you expect say for work out with artificial intelligence for can solve no. If you get people and they mad banner, if some man the old king, flag some man, let him know say we want kill dog for no say dog die. You know, we need radical solutions to the problems in Africa. And not to America or England who can give you. Now we say safe. We don't have this to do because people don't think and fit say yes, as an institution, there is a need for a platform for advocacy and championing or setting up the agenda unlike any other places.
Okay. So
they put that into action. They like today we get School Talk Radio. So let's make change together and let me forget about this Boku talk, this Boku book. The book is important, but now one philosopher said the essence of education, not to forget knowledge, and for solve problem, and for action. So I think that would be my last word. You don't go America, you get somebody in America or England or Europe. That means nothing. If people in a village, then they suffer. Go contribute to the village people and make their life change.
Alright. Melvin, plenty thank you for where you join with today. And in some way, Fambo, we get some small some things that more they summarize in general. As Africans, we get for Minam in terms of development. We therefore put hands together, come together. As Melvin say, education not so for gain knowledge, but now for actually able for solve problems. And then problems here we not able to solve them in a vacuum until we as Africans take action. And we not sure to get about the outcome. If we prepare we as Africans also for develop ourselves, unite and support ourselves. Now also we go end the program for today. You Two Talk Morning Show. Me will bring come the program to you this morning. Me na Emmanuel Mohamed Kamara, and them have been get with me. Melvin Wena, a political analyst, and them also a colleague journalist. Remember say you me the show will come up at exactly 12. At exactly 12, and then also other interesting programs then will come up. Stay tuned, don't touch the dial.